Hi, everyone. It's Melanie Warner here with Defining Moments. I am so excited to welcome a special guest here today, one of our authors who is launching his book all the way from Australia. I want to welcome David Hogan. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited about this book. But first, I want to actually ask you a question. Since this is really about defining moments, would you share with our audience a defining moment in your own life?
Yeah, I've been a first responder in fire and rescue in Australia for nearly 2 decades. I've seen a multitude of incidents, some good, some great, some I'd like to erase from my memory. I've seen work colleagues and friends affected by depression, anxiety, PTSD, and moral injury. And then one day I realised I had joined them. I actually remember the time. Everyone had gone to bed. I was in the kitchen. Washing up. Yes, men do wash up. And I was washing up and I looked up, saw my reflection in the window and I had tears running down my face. I had to scrub them away and I realised that I needed help. So I did what all the ads and all the workplace things told me to do. I picked up a phone to talk to someone. And I distinctly remember that moment. I picked the phone up, I dialed a number, spoke to a faceless voice. I started pouring out my emotions and the man told me to stop and told me I had to book an appointment and it was going to be at least 6 weeks away, which was not ideal. And then he hung up. So I booked it and then he hung up. And in that moment, that precise moment, I knew that no one was coming to save me. No one was coming to save me. I had to learn how to rescue me. So I had to teach myself. So yeah,
Well, first of all, thank you so much for your service. It's often a thankless job. People, when they do see a first responder, they're probably hysterical, they're scared, they're nervous. So just so for people watching, tell us what does a first responder mean? Just to define that so people are clear on who is a first responder.
A first responders are their job is to save other people's lives. And we often prioritize other people's lives over our own, and that's that we then neglect ourselves. So a first responder could be a paramedic, a firefighter, a police officer, even nurses, doctors, Defence Force personnel, Army, Navy, Air Force. There's so many people out there.
That's amazing. See, and I think when I first think of first responder, just in my world, I think of like the ambulance driver, because they're the first to respond, right? Or a fireman. So I love that you expanded that because it's such a big category of people that are serving others, and the heroes and that are out there every day, the heroes and the sheroes that are saving lives and putting their own lives at risk sometimes. And I think there's something that was interesting that happened during COVID. I have a lot of friends that are in the medical community, and they really pointed out to me, it was a very acute thing. They said, look, when you go in the military, or you go into becoming a firefighter or a police officer, you're prepared that you could lose your life trying to save others.
That's right.
When you're a doctor or a nurse, you didn't sign up for that. You were there to save lives. You didn't know you were risking your life with others. So with the pandemic, there were so many people that were just not emotionally prepared for that part of it because they didn't go through the same training that somebody in the military might have to prepare emotionally for that. So there's a lot of people that are hurting, that have mental health issues, or they're neglecting themselves physically, like you talked about. So I think the timing of this book is so critical. So who is this for?
There's so many people out there who they tell us to talk to people, there's psychologists to talk to, etc. But the people in these jobs, their personality is we don't reach out. We just suck it up, and we don't want to open our emotions to some stranger, and hopefully they understand. So what do? We just keep it inside. So this is it's something. This is why I wrote this book in this 6-week program, Rescue Me, to self-guided healing. So if you don't feel like talking to someone, at least you can keep moving and start healing yourself.
Well, I think it's amazing what you've done. So tell us a little bit about your book journey, and what was it that made you decide to write this book?
I've never written anything before. I went back to my old fire station, And some of the guys who I used to work with were off because of depression, PTSD, etc. And I thought, it's got me thinking, and then my own personal experience, and I just started writing things down. It was a very cathartic process. And then I thought that if it benefits one person, then it's worth it. It's worth getting it out there. So yeah.
Absolutely. And I think too, you probably became your own first customer because you had to find ways to solve it for yourself.
Exactly.
And then be able to now help somebody else, which is what a first responder does, you know? So I think this is great. I think there's a lot of people that really need this. So what was it like writing the book? Did you get stuck? Did you have writer's block? Like, what advice would you give to somebody who wants to write a book?
Firstly, it was very cathartic. It was good for me. It's self-healing. I still actually reference the book when I have a tough day or whatever. I'll go back and read certain parts in it. The actual writing process, I've never written anything in my life. So I just every morning I go down, I'll do 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then some days that expanded, and then I'd come back and change it. And I pretty much had just the framework and filled the gaps in between. So it was a long process.
Well, good for you. I mean, a lot of people talk about writing a book. In fact, we talk to them every day at our company as a book publisher, you know, that 80% of people out there say they want to write a book and only 1% actually do. And out of the 1% that actually do, very few of them are actually bestsellers. So I'm excited because we've already, you know, we're in the middle of launching this book right now. And even just in the pre-launch, you've already hit #1 on the bestseller list. What does that feel like to see your book and know that it's real and it's out there and it's connecting people, and to hear that phrase that you're a best-selling author?
It is an amazing feeling because I never thought I would be in this position. The fact that I've written a book is great. The fact that I have it published is great. And then to get that accolade of #1, that's pretty awesome.
Well, congratulations. You worked really hard and you've dedicated so much for everybody else. So this is the time for you to shine and to celebrate you. So I hope that you get a chance to do that with your family and the people that are there watching you work so hard every day. So tell us a little bit about some of the other ways that people can plug in and work with you, right? You mentioned that you're doing a course, you're doing some public speaking now. Tell us a little bit about that process too.
Yeah, I'm just starting to do a bit of public speaking for first responders. A couple of people reached out to me and asked me to speak. Just came back from a weekend of speaking and starting to look at getting a course together and potentially a podcast. People can reach out to me at my email at dhoganfirstrespond@gmail.com.
So dhoganfirstrespond@gmail.com. We're going to head and put that in the chat as well, and the links to buy your book, because there's multiple links. If you're in the US, if you're in Australia, wherever you are in the world, you have the ability to get this book. So show us the cover. You have it there on your phone, I think. I just love this cover. It's so beautiful. Beautiful job. And so what is the full title? Rescue Me, and then the subtitle as well?
Yeah, Rescue Me, Guided Self-Healing for First Responders, Conquering Depression, Anxiety, PTSD, and Moral Injury.
That's beautiful. Well, I'm really happy for you and very proud of you. I know this wasn't easy to do in the middle of working night shifts and juggling, being married and having kids and trying to take care of yourself and get your book done. So you're a busy man, and yet you managed to get it done. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And is there anything else that you want to share with our audience about your experience or about the book, or something that's just on your heart that you want to say to them today?
Try and reach out if you need help. You know, it's great to talk to someone, but if you can't, there are other methods and means there. And we all have the ability within ourselves to heal ourselves and the power within. Everyone tries to reach out, but try and look inwards, and we can find our inner strength.
That's beautiful. I love that. Well, thank you guys. Thank you all so much for being here and for supporting David. We're super excited about your book. And there's a lot of opportunities for speaking in this world because there's more and more hospitals and first responders and municipalities, communities, schools that need this kind of message, especially when you're talking about wellness and mental health. So I'm really glad that you're going to do public speaking and that this book can serve as kind of a platform. A lot of times we tell people if you're going to write a book, you either, if you have a business or you have a course or a workshop, or it could be a lead magnet or a speaker platform or a client conversion model if you decide to get into coaching. So the beautiful thing about this as a business is it starts to create revenue streams for you. So in addition to just writing the book and selling the books, now the speaker opportunities can open up. And once you become a best-selling author, it gives you that credibility over maybe some of the other speakers or coaches that are out there. So, so that you're definitely on your way. You've got all these pieces, you're doing all the right things. Just keep moving forward. And we're so happy to support you in any way that we can and celebrate your success. So David, thank you so much again for being here today, especially this hour. I know it's different time zones for all of us, but we're super excited and very proud of you.
Thank you to you and your course. It was great to be guided through that process, because I had no idea what to do. So it's an excellent course and very worthwhile doing. If you decide to write your own book, definitely hook up with this Defining Moments, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm so excited because we actually have an opportunity to be able to do this and really support so many different people. And there's so many different ways if people want to be an author, a speaker, or coach, and they don't know where to start. There's a lot of good information that people can plug in for those specific things and then get guidance and mentorship along the way as well for accountability. So you can find out more about that at our website at mydefiningmoments.com. And if you're interested in writing your own book or sharing your own story, you can write a book yourself. We'll show you how, just like David, or you can include a story in one of our books. So we have an anthology book that we include a lot of different authors and speakers and coaches that have stories in there. Maybe they're not ready to write a full book, but we'd love to include you in that. If you're interested, you guys can hop on there and fill out an application and talk to somebody in our team about that process. We would love to work with you guys and help you get to this stage, just like David. So again, David, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited for you. And I hope that you get to celebrate yourself and just enjoy this ride because it's so much fun. And then next, we're going to get into your print book. And we even have audiobook options if you want to go that route too, because a lot of people are busy and they want to listen to a book too. So congratulations. We'll definitely be in touch and be following your success and the path that you go from here. So thank you again for being on today. And
Thank you so much.
And we'll see everybody else next time, next week. So take care, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you.